Stay safe, stay healthy. From the Empire Health Foods family. WRNJ weather.
Brought to you by Matar's Bistro. Now 10% off takeout, curbside, and delivery every day 2 till 7:30. Packaged goods, too.
Cloudy skies today, some showers coming in this afternoon, 60. Cloudy tonight, some drizzle in the mid-40s. Cloudy tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms during the afternoon, some gusty winds, 55 to 60. Clear, windy, colder tomorrow night in the mid-30s. And Friday, mix of sunny clouds, quite windy. Could be a shower and chilly in the mid-40s. I'm WeatherWorks' Tony Salimo, Northwest Jersey's own RNJ.
And right now we have 48 degrees. Now take the challenge. Make it a good day. I'm Joyce Esty, keeping you informed on Northwest Jersey's own RNJ.
And thank you, Joyce. We will not speak together. We'll talk tomorrow because I have two very special people online with me. And so we're going to talk to them. All right. So you have a wonderful day.
Stay safe. Stay well.
All right. Thank you. All right. Well, I am joined by Adam Slack, who is the advisor for the Warren Hills Robotics team, and he is from, of course, Warren Hills Regional High School. And also on the phone with me is Bobby Delgacchio, who is kind of the individual student. He's a junior at Warren Hills Regional High School and instrumental in getting this initiative rolling at the grassroots level. So before we go any further, let me welcome Adam. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
You're quite welcome. And good morning, Bobby.
Good morning. Thank you for having us on today.
You're quite welcome. We are excited to have you on because this is amazing, this thing. And I just want everybody to know how this thing, first of all, what it is. You are actually spearheading a fund drive. You're raising money to purchase materials needed to assemble plastic face shields. And the reason I'm not giving the number is because the number is much higher than we have on the copy we have here. So, Adam, why don't we begin with you? Tell us how this whole thing began, if you will.
Actually, Bobby would be the one to speak to that. We have a robotics communication system in place, and we were just trying to stay in touch with the kids when this initially happened. And basically sent out a message, and Bobby responded with an article about how they were 3D printing face shields and asked if we could do that. And, through the graces of our administration, we were able to go ahead and give him a printer to start printing. And then basically he started printing, those components to be able to create the shields. And then I ended up having a conversation with one of my friends from Mount Olive High School about how large-scale the need was, how we didn't think that the 3D printed model was necessarily the most efficient means to do that. And it kind of spiraled into where we're at. I ended up having a conversation with several people all across the state of New Jersey and New York City about the need. And we quickly realized that we needed to do something faster and quicker and more efficient. And we ended up going down to a different design. But that's pretty much how it initially started.
All right. So, Bobby, chime in here, will you? How did you get the idea for this? Did somebody kind of suggest it to you? I mean, you're involved in the robotics program, right?
Yeah. So, actually, I think it might have been another robotics advisor, Mr. Dietrich, our computer science teacher, because he's always looking out all over the place for ideas in computer science to inspire his students. I think it might have been him who found this article about this group trying to 3D print plastic face masks. And so I guess it worked because I kind of looked more deeply into it, and I was like, I mean, we should probably be doing something if we have these printers and we have the ability to actually make protective equipment, which is really, really badly needed right now. And so that's basically how it kind of got started. And then, as Mr. Slack said, it just kind of, like, the administration and the teachers were really cooperative and really supportive of trying to do something with the printers. And then we eventually ended up going down the path of being able to make more face shields by getting this design and just going from there.
Okay, and Bobby, one of the things, or Adam, either one, and you will identify yourself, whoever is speaking, so our listening audience will know who's speaking. Tell me how you are going to manufacture these things. Now, you have the 3D printer, but now you need the material. And you also began a GoFundMe site, and let's talk about that. How did that occur?
Yeah.
Bobby, do you want to take that one, or you want me to?
I'll explain. So,
sure, go ahead.
Okay, it's Bobby. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, actually, what we're making right now is not made on the 3D printer. The printer is great, but it takes a really, really long time to make components for a face shield. So I made a few on the printer, and those are being used right now, I think, in Rutgers University Medical Center. I'm not exactly sure. But it's really hard to mass produce them on a 3D printer. So what we're making now is a design where it's pieces of foam that are cut, and those will go against somebody's face, and then the piece of plastic is just fastened to the piece of foam by double-sided tape, and then it's just strapped around the person's head. So it's not actually, this design that we're mass-producing that we have the GoFundMe for is not actually 3D printed. This one is cut using foam and plastic. So it's not, I guess it's not as fancy or intricate, but it does the job well, and it's easier to make more of them.
Well, that's the whole idea, is to make something that, first of all, can be created and manufactured pretty quickly, and also can be distributed pretty quickly. So will either one of you tell us about your GoFundMe site? Now, I know you have exceeded expectations. Tell us how that begun. Maybe, Adam, if you will.
Sure. Yeah, this is Adam. Basically what happened is I approached my Robotics Parent Association, the WHRA, and the first question I asked if I was nuts for doing this or entertaining the idea, and they all said no, and they thought it was a great thing. And then I had my whole parental group supporting me and helping with this endeavor while we were figuring out the logistics on the material side of things. I had a group of parents that was just tremendous in, doing the write-up, submitting for the GoFundMe to be set up, as well as the effort from Mount Olive as well. They raised over half of this money as well on their end. They had other avenues to do fundraising, and in total, I think we're approaching $40,000. So
that's amazing. It really is. Wow.
It's a real testament to our community and our partners that have been involved with this. I mean, it's no lie that this wouldn't be possible without the monetary funds to make this happen. I'm just fortunate enough to be surrounded with a network of people that believe in what we're doing. And realize how important this cause is to really support it and allow us to make it happen.
Now, Adam, you told me prior to our coming on the air that you're going to make more than 10,000 of these plastic face shields. Am I correct?
Correct, yeah. So we initially had enough funds to order 10,000 masks, and then our fundraiser just absolutely ballooned, and we said, maybe we should order another 5,000 based on the need and the request for distribution. And then just this week we had an additional happening that just fell into our lap where we could purchase some materials extremely cheaply. And then we had them brought into Thor Labs up in Newton, and they had agreed to laser cut out all the materials for us. So in that effort, we're going to have 2,000 masks created on Long Island at a makerspace that was fortunate enough to be able to set up the shipment of this material. We donated some material to them. We're going to donate some material to Milburn High School because they have the means to be able to laser cut out some shields. Thor Labs is going to distribute 2,000 to their partners that they're working with up there, and then we'll have an additional 2,000 masks as well, which is just absolutely phenomenal. We have to be realistic about what we can handle firsthand, and we thought spreading the wealth around, and especially east of here, there's a real urgency for this type of material, so it's nice to be able to contribute in other areas as well.
There you go. And so you guys are going to manufacture, you say, what, about 2,000?
No, we're going to receive 2,000 from what Thor Labs cuts out. We're going to manufacture 15,000.
15? Oh, my gracious. Wow.
Yeah, between Mount Olive High School and Warren Hills High School, we're going to be able to go ahead and manufacture 15,000 masks in-house. That
is just phenomenal. Well, Bobby, I know you're excited about this. This is kind of a dream come true, and you're really serving such a valuable commodity to the community. Our first responders and those individuals, particularly who work in the healthcare system, really need these things. It's very, very important. And Bobby, do you have any idea how important the work you're doing is?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen video and news from inside, like New York City and the epicenter of all this, and how they're saying they're just like scraping at the barrel to get these materials. And I know my sister is an EMT. Well, she works for Atlantic Ambulance Company, and so she's also out there, and she, in danger with this pandemic, and volunteer squads and ambulances, that they also need protective equipment. And so, like Mr. Slack said, it's just great to be surrounded by a community that's willing to pull together like this, and so willing to work and provide for what the first responders need.
I just want to remind our listening audience, anybody tuning in for the first time this morning, I am talking to Adam Slack, who is a faculty advisor for the Warren Hills robotics team, and also a student, Bobby Delgacchio, who is a junior at Warren Hills Regional High School, and really instrumental in getting this initiative. They are creating face shields for not first responders necessarily, but for the medical workers. And do you guys have any idea where these are going to go? How are they going to be distributed?
Yeah, this is Adam. This is an interesting topic, actually, because Mount Olive took a different approach. They have a distribution sheet, so they took direct orders from different areas, hospitals, first responders, local businesses that are deemed essential that need the protection. And we're working with a little bit larger distribution area. So we're working with the OEM in our local area, and we're also working with the state police to help disseminate some of them, and we're going to hand out to our local first responders and, address it as a case-by-case need.
There you go. That's just absolutely phenomenal. It's wonderful. You guys are just so organized. You should be commended. Now, how soon will these begin to be distributed? I know you've talked about they have to go through the manufacturing process, but how soon will they be distributed?
That's an interesting question. We've actually started distributing some of the ones that we initially 3D printed. So they've already been released out into the community, and we're just waiting for the materials, the actual face shield part of the face mask, to arrive, and then we're going to assemble, and we should have them ready for delivery this weekend, probably Saturday, Sunday, right on through next week.
That is really amazing. Now, on the announcement we have here, you're also working with STS, the Special Technical Services. Is that correct, or is that not true?
Yeah, no, that's 100% correct. Matthew Dunster has played an instrumental role in Special Technical Services. I mean, he's basically been our shipping hub. As you know, everything that's deemed non-essential has been closed down, and we've been fortunate enough to have access when needed to our respective high schools. But he's been our shipping hub. I mean, he's basically set up a front there, and everything has been distributed through his company, which has just been absolutely instrumental in this entire thing. He's a little bit more professional scale, has a loading dock, has equipment to move around palletized materials. So without that service, we would be up against it. It would be much harder for us to be able to do this, and actually more expensive, because then you have to get into having trucks with lift gates and stuff. So if you can imagine the backside logistics, it's been absolutely instrumental.
Well, Adam, Bobby, you should be so proud of the effort that you have, and it's really kind of a thing where what you learn in the classroom or at the Warren Hills Robotics Association is actually being put to practical use, and you guys ought to receive some kind of an award for this. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, this is Adam. I don't know. I mean, there's so many people involved, as you well know, with any of these efforts. It's not me, it's not Bobby. I mean, there's so many people behind the scenes. Dave Bodmer from Mount Olive got us involved with this whole thing. Matt has been instrumental. My partner in crime, Darryl Dietrich, he's the one that has kept me organized and on task, and asks all the questions that you forget to think about. He's a teacher at Warren Hills alongside of me. The Board of Ed was supporter from day one. Earl Clymer, our superintendent, has never said no through the whole process, which, I mean, again, if we didn't have access, we wouldn't have the ability. Our WHRA, our parent group, I mean, they were probably the most instrumental in getting the whole snowball rolling down the hill, because they said yes when they could have said no. I mean, it's a group effort. I mean, there's literally hundreds of people involved in this effort, and, they deserve as much recognition, if not more, than me.
Well, you guys have just done an unbelievably great job in getting this thing organized. Now, I just have one final question to either Bobby or to Adam. You will have some additional money left over from this, because you got a total of $40,000 you raised on the GoFundMe. Do you have an idea where the remainder will go?
This is Adam. Yeah, I think what we're going to do, as we discussed, we're all going to evaluate and see how much money we have left over and make a decision. We came into extra material. If there's still a need for PPEs, we'll be more than glad to try and accommodate that need. And if we find out that industry catches up and there isn't as much of a need for us to do what we're doing, we've decided that we're going to form a group and, donate the monies between the Mount Olive and Warren Hills sending district to, first responders, etc., as needed.
Bobby, there are very few juniors in high school who get an opportunity to work on a scale such as this. You're going to take that with you and have that memory for the rest of your life. Am I right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's been great.
Well, great to talk to both of you. Adam Slack, Warren Hills Regional High School faculty advisor for the Warren Hills robotics team, and also to junior at Warren Hills Regional High School, Bobby Delgacchio, who was really instrumental in getting this whole ball rolling. And boy, I want to tell you what, this is really an amazing thing. Bobby, Adam, thank you so much. Great to talk to you. Best wishes. Let us know from time to time how you're doing, will you?
Will do. Thank you very much for your time. We appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah,
amazing.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you both. And it's amazing. Good luck. Best wishes. And drive on. Okay?
Have a wonderful day.
Take care. Bye-bye. All right.